Want to fully service your Ford Fiesta Mk7 at home for under £60? In this video, I will show you exactly how to do a DIY full service step by step, saving you money, learning new skills and keeping your car running perfectly. And I've picked up everything you need from GSF Car Parts. That includes oil, spark plugs, air filter, oil filter, and of course a new sump plug. And I'm going to walk you through the entire process. And here is everything you will need to do this budget DIY service. We have the engine oil at the correct specification, which for those of you that don't know is a 5W30, and it is the specification ACEA A5/B5. And this engine oil is specifically for older Zetec engines, which we know we have right here in the Ford Fiesta 1.25 Zetec. And we also have 4 brand new NGK spark plugs. Again, the right plugs for the car, which are TR5B/13. A man oil filter, which is a W7008. And we have used this before in my previous video on how to service the oil in a Ford Fiesta Mk7. So if you've not checked out that deep dive video, then please do click on the link above. I think the man filters are very good value for money, and I always use them on the Ford Fiesta. And next up we have this air filter, and this is a brick flow air filter. It's an unusual shape, as you can see, and I've not installed an air filter on the Mk7 before, but I would imagine it's pretty similar to most jobs and fairly straightforward. We're going to cover that in detail right now. And something you should always change when you do the oil is your sump plug on the Ford Fiesta Mk7. It's got a small rubber O-ring around that there. I always change it because they're only £4 or £5 you do this job. Highly recommend it because it prevents any oil leaks coming from your drain hole. So let's take a look at the tools we're going to require, and it's fairly simple. So here are the tools you need to undertake a full service on a Ford Fiesta Mk7. A set of axle stands to support the car and a jack, a socket set containing a 13mm socket, socket wrench and torque wrench to tighten the bolts to the right torque, a bucket to catch the draining oil, an oil filter removal tool for removing the filter, a torque bit set for removing the air filter cover, a long spark plug removal socket, an extension bar for your socket wrench, a set of feeler gauges to measure the spark plug gap, and that's it. All the tools you need for this job. Fairly straightforward hand tools that most people will have at home. No specialist tool required. First up, and the most important part of any full service, the oil change. So let's get that oil drained. So make sure you've got the car jacked up nice and high as you can go with your jack, and supported on the subframe with axle stands, as that will give you the most room to manoeuvre underneath when loosening the sump plug. Before you remove the oil, I would get the car warmed up. Don't get it too hot, but get it warm so the oil will flow easier out of the engine. It will speed up the process and also make sure you get all the oil you need out of the engine. And to aid the flow of the oil just that little bit more, I like to remove the oil cap from the top of the engine. That way you're releasing any pressure or air block that may be stopping the oil flowing. Place the oil cap on the scuttle panel so that way you don't forget it. Here is our sump plug bolt. It is a 13mm bolt. Now before you start the removal of this sump plug, it's worth pointing out, have your oil bucket or your oil pan ready, because when this starts to flow, you're not going to have an awful lot of time to grab your tools. I want to keep the pressure on the plug to prevent that from flying out everywhere. You can see the plug is now wet, the bucket is ready, and when this plug is out, I'm going to pull it clear and watch the fluids run out. And there we go. Look at the colour of that oil. That seriously needs a change. As the oil has now turned to a drip, I've put the old sump plug back in, removed the oil bucket out of the way so we can let any remaining oil just pool up in the bottom of this sump while we focus our attention on removing the oil filter. Now this is messy, so you may lose some oil down the front of the sump, but also have your bucket ready because there will be remaining oil in here as you loosen it off. Do not ever stick a screwdriver through that because that could create metal shards that end up inside your sump. Use a removal tool, or if you've got enough strength in your hands, you can get hold of that and rotate that oil filter by hand. And here is my tool. You loop it around the filter, latch it into the tool, put some pressure on and just ratchet it off. And with the tool in place, we can just turn that filter nice and easily. And then we can unscrew it manually by hand. As you can see, it's definitely a messy job. And by removing that sump plug for a second time, you can see there is still a little bit of oil coming out. So we'll run that off for the next couple of minutes, get the last few dregs out, and then we'll replace the sump plug with a new sump plug, which will be tightened to 28 Newton meters with a torque wrench. Just going to put that in finger tight to start to make sure that we don't cross thread it at all. Now we'll tighten this up with the torque wrench. There you go. As soon as you hear that first click, you know that is done up tight enough. So again, that's done up to 28 Newton meters or 21 foot-pounds. But before we can fill it with oil, we need to also put the new filter into position. And here is our new filter and a small bit of brand new engine oil. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to dip my finger in that. I'm just going to rub it around the rubber seal just to make sure we get a nice flexible seal when we screw this onto the car. The filter we're going to line up and make sure we get it nice and square and flush, and then we are just going to feel those threads. Don't cross thread it, that's what you don't want to do. It will find its own way naturally, just like that. And we're going to tighten this up to the point that it grips the bodywork of the oil housing, and just give it enough for tighten up so it's tight but it's not over tight. So you should better tighten this by hand, and you'll know when it's there. That's about right now. It's still got a little bit more shove if you need it. So that's now installed correctly. We'll fill it with oil and we'll make sure there is no seepage around the bottom here and also around the plug. So we'll give this a good clean up with some brake and clutch cleaner to remove the oil and make sure it's all clean and spotless. Look at that now. I don't think that's ever been as clean, and it'll be nice and easy to spot any leaks that come out of the bottom of that filter housing. With the filter now installed and the sump plug tightened up, we can get on with filling the oil. And this car takes 3.78 litres of engine oil. So let's get our funnel in place and start filling. And this is where we're going to use our Drive Tech semi-synthetic 5W30 oil. It has 5 litres in here, so I'm going to fill the car. So there's 2 litres left inside this because we've got a 5 litre mark. 4, 3, 2. So I'm going to fill it to there to start with, and then we'll slowly fill it the rest of the way, maybe down to just above, maybe a quarter above that 1 litre mark. Then we'll check for oil leaks. Once we're happy it's not leaking, we'll get the car on the ground, and then we can start with the next part of our service. With the car on the ground, and I have checked the oil level, and we are just below the level I would expect of the fill line with the car level. So we can now proceed with topping up the remaining part of the oil to make sure we've got it spot on. You always must do this once the car is on level ground, because otherwise you're getting a false reading. With the oil, filter and plug all done, it's time to move on to the air filter. And this is one of the easiest and quickest jobs to do, and it sits right in here in the airbox. The airbox cover is held in place in each corner by a T30 Torx bit. And with the airbox bolts all loosened and removed, we can just lift the top off the airbox which will reveal the air filter. Doesn't look too bad, but you can see it's got the foam side up. So we'll take that out and take a look. And if we have a look there, you can see where it's been sucking dirt in. It is a little bit dirty on the bottom. If we flick through the filter element, you can see that that definitely needs replacing. So a new air filter will make a big difference to the breathing of this car. If we compare the old to the new, we can straight away see the colour difference. Now you can't get this wrong when fitting because there's only one way for it to go, but just make sure you put all the fins in nice and carefully, place it into position, put the airbox lid back into place and do the Torx bolts back up, and that is job done. And the last job to do is to replace the spark plugs. Now the spark plugs are all hidden away under each of the ends of these HT leads that go to the coil. And what we need to do is just remove these HT plug leads from the locations, unbolt the spark plug and put the new one in place. Now these just literally pop off. If you pull up lightly on the pop, you'll hear it pop off like that. And there you've got the plug lead out the remainder. I do each of these plug leads one at a time. That way I don't get myself in a mess. So with my plug socket on here, I place it into the chamber, put my ratchet on, and then we can now remove the plug. It's quite tight. It's done up quite tight, but we've got some movement now. Now the good thing about plug spanners is they have like a rubber seal inside them so that they actually cause a bit of suction and they will pull the plug out with the socket. So here we have a worn spark plug and here we have the brand new spark plug. Look at the difference. If we look at the elements there, nice and shiny, nice clean white core, and we look at that, it's filthy. Now it was still firing okay, but we can see the difference that will be happening with the new plug. So it's time to replace the old with the new. While many modern spark plugs come pre-gapped here where the spark meets the contacts, it is always best to check it. Now on a Ford Fiesta Mk7, the recommended plug gap between the contact here is 1.3 mils. And the way you measure this is with a feeler gauge like this. So there are different sizes in my feeler gauge. So I don't have a 1.3. So I'm going to need to make a combination of these feeler gauges together to make sure I've got the right plug gap. Now I've got a 0.6 and a 0.7. So together they will be 1.3. Just push that under there. I can't quite get that in there. So there we go. That is now set at the correct gap. It should just touch on both sides. So we know that it's now correctly gapped at 1.3 mil for this engine. So I can now install that into the car. I replace the plugs one by one, and on the last plug I tend to remove the whole lead to give me the access I need, and when replacing spark plugs I tend to tighten them by hand first. And using my torque wrench I'm setting this to the correct level. There you go. There's the click. So now all of our spark plugs have been replaced. I'm going to replace this spark plug HT lead. Push it down till I hear that click into place. Like that. Popped on. Feed that through. Put the coil back on the end. And that is all our spark plugs replaced. So what a good jobbed. And that is out with the old and in with the new. And I hope you've enjoyed that short video on how to do a full service on your Ford Fiesta Mk7 for under £60. What do you think? Do you think that is a good value for money? I'd be really interested to know in the comments, so please leave me a comment on this video if you agree that is a bargain. It is a job you can do yourself, and I hope this video has given you the confidence to take it on and give it a go at home. And if you have enjoyed it, then please do give the video a thumbs up, and also think about subscribing to my channel if you've not already done so, where you'll find a whole host of content on the Ford Fiesta Mk7. As always, thanks for watching. See you soon. Take care. Time to get this Fiesta commissioned.